Where did I just put my pen? It was hiding under the tablet. Anyways, hello. We are beginning the new art stream. Thank you for coming to the stream. If you're coming to the stream. Yeah, that's a little bit redundant. Anyways, hello, good morning, and all that business. Today, we're going to be working on some more Eldritchrune ending stuff, because I need to start the next regular Eldritchrune comic, but I probably won't start that until tomorrow or so. So in the meanwhile, we'll do some stuff on the ending. My favorite thing to do, which is character cleanup. Hello, thank you for coming. Hope you are doing well. I am getting by, as they say. I just got to have dinner with friends yesterday, and thank you so much for being subscribed. Oh my goodness, thank you for 19 months. Also, hello, thank you for coming. I hope you're doing alright. And I am hanging in there, as you do. We're just working on character stuff today, since these guys are like really tiny and the giant little, that makes sense. Big wide shot. Just like little silhouettes and stuff. Start out small, go in. Yay for drawings. Did you all see Toby's blue sky post? I feel like he's the most eager for the game to come out more than any of us even. Poor guy, he's like, my game's not out yet. But need time for it to be worked on. Can't rush these things. Especially good art, you should not rush. Good art, good games, all that stuff. But hey, Tenna mention. Animation homework. What are you doing for animation homework? When I guess my closest I had was the 3D art program I did kind of postgraduate for me. So a little hard to do like homework for that, so to speak, but we did have to do some outside work for it because the materials we needed were at the lab. Oh, nice. Lots of different ideas. Never enough time for them. Never enough wrist stuff for them. Wrist is being a little bit testy today, but I will do my best. I'm like, come on, dude. Didn't draw that much yesterday. Had to do other things too. I'm gonna go out and try and catch Pokemon again this afternoon, so more outside time. At least it's not rainy, I don't think. It was a little snowy yesterday. Oh, sorry. The ads, they come. They do. When you're not subscribed, there are ads. I think I still have them set to automatically run. I would also set them to like run when I say, but then just because of where I am right now, I think the revenue split is not as much. Thanks, Amazon. Oh, that's fun. I think I saw that on yeah, I remember seeing that on Under Event. So I'm glad the demo was good. Makes sense. This is the place to learn about the things. Yay, animation homework done. You are free. Spacing. Do they kind of make you do the editing stuff too? Like editing the storyboard? We kind of do that roughly, but the person who's actually in charge of doing proper editing is the editor. Yeah, timing. I try and like roughly time stuff out, but again, I'm not as tight on it as the actual editor. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the latest Eldritchrune. Of course Ralsei's hiding things. That's just how Ralsei be. But he's just trying to be helpful. He's like, you don't need to worry about that, Chris. Don't worry about it. Black things coming out of the panels, don't worry about it. Nice, nice. Oh yeah, I know they did add stuff to Undertale Red and Yellow as well. Next Saturday and Sunday are my plans to do my replay of chapters 1 and 2 for Deltarune in preparation for 3 and 4 coming out. Don't know when, but sometime soon. And next weekend I'm like, okay, this is probably the best in terms of time, in terms of my schedule for a while. I'm going to be busy the next few weeks. Yeah, they're both... Chris is definitely a bad liar. It's like, yes, I'm fine. I just had my whole body torn apart in a whirlwind and my mind as well, but it's fine. It's fine. It's all good, Mir. Fine. Thank you. How are you? My soul almost disintegrated, but it's okay. But I'm alright. My soul almost disintegrated. How are you feeling? I'm okay. I'm fine. Probably feel a little bit less inclined to share stuff because Susie's not quite on the same wavelength with them as they are in canon, where Chris feels a little more comfortable around Susie in canon. Actually, probably a lot more comfortable. Oh, wow. I still have a working 3DS. I know my 3DS is around here somewhere, but I don't know if it still works. Excuse me. Oh. Oh. Got the sneezies. Yeah, that makes sense. Undertale Yellow was so good. I never did the No Mercy route in Yellow, but I did do Neutral and Pacifist, and those were both excellent. Everybody making fun of my sneezes. My teeny beanie sneezies. I'm too small. Yeah, not like my grandpa's terrifying sneezes. Okay. Now we're back. 2 close-ups in town. Teeny beanie sneezes. Yes, that's me. This is better than yesterday, where I kind of woke up with like a sinus headache and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh shoot, am I getting sick? I feel like I'm getting sick, but it was gone by about lunch. I'm like, okay, maybe it was not that. Well, fun part of doing character cleans. Everybody's got their favorite part. This one's mine. Yeah, that makes sense. I think they'll let you do that. Like, I think if you save before... Although, I don't know if there's a save point before, I don't think there's a save point before... Kanako's not Kanako. Good grief. I'm suddenly forgetting her name. Why am I stupid? Fox Mom. Yes, I saw his skeet about minigames. I was mentioned that at the start of the stream, and I'm like, this guy wants his Soroba. Good grief. Why was I forgetting Soroba's name? Anyways, I don't think there's a save point after the Soroba fight. You'd have to fight Soroba again in order to get Flawed Pacifist. I'm like, I think you have a fog, it's Kanako. I'm like, no, it's not Kanako, that's the baby. There is New Home, but in order to get Flawed Pacifist, you have to do the Soroba boss fight and then not spare her. So you would still, I feel like you'd still have to do the fight again. Oh, whoops, big delay, sorry. Yeah, if the decision to spare her or not is in the fight itself, you'd have to fight her all over again. Oh yeah, I don't think you'd have to replay the whole game. At least I'd hope not. I think flawed pacifist, like, you can do a full pacifist, and then as long as you don't spare Saroba, you'll get the Asgore fight, and then if you do spare her, you'll get the true pacifist ending. No, not Undertale's New Home. Oh yeah, that's right. There are some spots in there that are different. That's true. So yeah, I imagine there's got to be at least a save point before the fight, and then yeah, you can make your decision there. The rough animation class where you learn to make clean roughs. Do they still have like classes for like 2D animation, like hand drawn? Clean up in color. Interesting. Yeah, I imagine most stuff is not done on paper nowadays just because like it's a resources issue. But fascinating. Because even most 2D animation nowadays is not done digitally, like frame by frame. Some of it is, but most of it's not. Most of it you do with like puppetry kind of thing, with a rig. QV not happy with it. Not happy with the situation. QV, it is going to get worse for you. Significantly worse. Your bad day has just begun. This QV being, you know, harassed by an Empire soldier because they are a pain in the butt. Yeah, cells are nice. I know why they're not used anymore, because good grief, they take a long time to do, but they just as works of art, they're neat. Not even question. They're just being a pain in the butt to her because they can. Because they have power over her. And the rest of the town, they're just being obnoxious about it. In general. But yeah, I did see Toby Skeets post whatever. So I'm wondering, like, I saw people saying, "Oh, Tenna's female now." I'm like, did he say that? I don't think he mentioned a gender for Tenna. If he did, that'd be cool, because my guess is that Tenna's a female name because of the Aunt Tenna pun involved, but I might be wrong on that. Yeah, I don't think he did. They just said, "Oh, nobody's ever missed Tenna before." And I'm wondering if it'll be a situation like Spamton and Birdly, where Toby's like, "People aren't going to like this character. They're annoying and obnoxious." And then everybody likes that character. Never underestimate people's ability to like a really annoying character. Yeah, that's why I'm not sure if Tenna will end up being male or female, or non-binary, or otherwise. Could be any of those. Again, my guess was just if you're going with like an antenna, like a TV antenna, then the obvious puns are either like antenna, like a female name, or antenna. Again, female. And it might be otherwise. Oh, I see. That's a very literal reading. No, so it just says I miss Tenna, as in like I wish they were here. I don't know. Are they not recruitable? Did kill your TV come true? Can we not recruit Tenna? Yeah, but the problem is I'm not sure if Spamton's rant is talking about Tenna or talking about Mike, which would be a more obvious male pronoun. I can't remember. I would need to check the sweepstakes stuff again. Which I should probably do anyway. Just go through all that one again. Yeah, that does imply male. Just seems weird because, again, the antenna pun is right there. Unless it's short for something else, but I'm not sure what it would be. And again, you could probably make it work still. Yeah, everyone except Mike. Spamton has got beef with people in the TV. What if Tenna transitioned? We stand trans Tenna. Take that, transphobes. That would actually be kind of hilarious. Now I like that idea. Oh no, then Spamton's gonna be a jerk about it. Spamton hates infomercials, ironically. It shall be a broadcasted transmission. Exactly. Hey! I'm still of the mind, at least, that we're not going to recruit from anywhere in the house. We're just going to recruit from the TV. Because that's just going to simplify things. If we just take the TV with us, and that includes everybody we're recruiting. Oh yeah, I do remember the TV bot. I kind of doubt that's the case, too. I know people tend to default to TV head for Tenna, including myself, just because that's an easy thing to translate. A lot of the Darkners have kind of had, like, object head sort of things going on. Not all of them, but a lot of them. TV head is a classic trope. There's just so much you can say about it. But who knows? The design could be very different. Yeah, that's the thing. Is people are like, oh, so-and-so is going to be a secret boss, this is going to be a secret boss. I don't think anybody has guessed the secret boss so far. Because, like, I don't know, look at it this way. If you knew ahead of time that the Chapter 2 Dark World was going to be in the library, the library computer lab, and you knew what the library computer lab looked like what objects were in it ahead of time, and knew that, okay, the secret boss will probably be someone that's, like, forgotten or abandoned, Would you have been able to guess it was Spamton? It's Shay Undertale. I'm debating if I want to kill off Shay or not. Should Shay die? Or will Shay live? Kill Shay! But they're so cool. Probably get eaten by somebody. I'm not sure who. And Susie's the usual choice, but it could be somebody else. No, the ice cream salesman is just, yeah. Although that would be funny. No more punch cards. He shows up a little later. He's like getting water or something. Who would find the Froggets tastiest? Could be Caddy and Jockington. Shay. No, Shay is. This is Shay. Like the joke is that Frogget, whenever Frogget shows up, it's Shay, and there is a Frogget in Deltarune, so that's the Frogget, aka Shay. Yeah, Clover survives. Well, the thing is, Clover is also not really like in town at the moment, so they can escape. That's true. That's true. Caddy and Jockington already get QC and Martlet. I was like, oh, that's something. But like birds and cats both go after snakes and cats both go after birds. Poor Martlet. Well, not everyone. A lot of people. No, that does mean human Martlet confirmed. I'm sorry. Human Martlet is confirmed. It's a very brief cameo. Extremely brief. I'm sorry, Martlet. Bad things happen to you. Human Martlet, you will be missed, hopefully. I'm wondering if people will even like catch that it's Martlet. Maybe try and get the hair right. That's not going to be for a while. That's in like part 10 or something. This is only part 2. Ah. I don't know. Who do you think will be spared? Her eyes bugged out in the boat. Well, eats Vegetoid. Wait, is it? I guess maybe Vegetoid could be in like the Empire Fortress, because I don't think Vegetoid showed up in Hometown yet. I don't even know if Chris will be spared. Well, we'll see what happens to Chris. I'm trying to remember, like, because not every Undertale monster has shown up in Hometown yet. Eldritch Horrors be Eldritch Horrors. That's probably wise. I don't know. I don't know if he'd be easy to pick up and throw or not. He's like fire and smoke. Is that hard to throw? This is like the smoke thing. It goes poof. Burger pants, watch out! No ribs pants. Hey, Rouse was not lying about I want companionship. He's looking so handsome and not at all covered in horse crap. Not at all trying to hit on Bratty. And Bratty's definitely like, ah yes, this is the attention I want. From the smelliest guy in town. He really needs a new job. I might need to take my stretch break in just a little bit. Yeah, so sadly Father Albin gets only a brief cameo, and then he gets got. Ah. Finish off these horsies real quick, and then I'll do my stretch break. Horsies! Unfortunately, even the horsies get got. They didn't even do anything wrong. They're just horsies. Applejack, no! Yeah, it's nice to see Father Albin getting more love in general. People be sleeping on Father Albin. Although I think this year will be the year of the Jockington. People will finally realize how cool Jockington is. Alright, I need to take my stretch break really quick. Okay, stretch break time. Ugh. Stretch my neck. Well, Chris will probably express their grievances to at least 2 people in particular that they feel need to hear it. But not to the town at large. They ain't got time for all that. It's like, have fun, guys. Oh. I think we're definitely still getting a Dark World in Chapter 4. I don't think it's going to be like all Light World all the time, like some people have guessed. I think we're going to see something. And my guess for Chapter 4 Dark World is either is a 50-50 thing, either the church or Holiday House. We do get save points in the Light World. And yeah, how they feel about Asriel is probably still an open question. All Light World. Oops, all Light Worlds. Yeah, my guess is that we're getting some Light World save points just because there's probably a lot of like walking around and talking we have to do. And if we had to run back to, the castle town every time to save, that might get kind of obnoxious. So having an option makes sense from a game design perspective. You got to think about that. Stretch. Ouch. Something like on my hand. I'm just wondering how they're going to do it. If it's going to be like little star save points, or if it'll be like pet the dog, now your game is saved, or if it'll be like call Toriel, save the game sort of thing. You should talk to Onion San. What if you scared Onion San away? No, I don't want to be friends with you. It becomes impossible to save in the light world. Yeah, that's the question. The town definitely still puts Asriel on a pedestal. And so he's the smart one. We will see. Ugh, okay, be right back for a few more stretches I'm going to do. Alrighty, I return. Oh no, that ad. But I've only been timed a little better with my stretchy breaks. And yeah, I find it really fascinating, Chris's relationship to Asriel in Deltarune itself, not just the AU. I know it is good to run ad breaks, but I'm just I'm running them automatically now, so they may or may not match up to where I'm actually taking a break. I know. The problem is the revenue split is not the same if you're not doing them automatically with where I am at now in my streaming stuff. That might be different if I had larger audience, stuff like that, but it is different. Because I did look into it and I was like, oh shoot, this changes this if I do it this way. So that is why. But I might change it in the future. Who knows? What did I do here? Yeah, here, Intel driver. Not now. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Chris's relationship with Asriel in Deltarune, because on the one hand, it seems like Asriel got this like golden child, problem child thing going on between him and Chris, where it's expected, oh yes, Asriel's the the good one. He's the smart child and all that kind of stuff. Intel driver. And Chris you know, has this kind of expectation to, you know, live up, this impossible expectation to live up to their brother. Something that they just cannot do. So I think they kind of want to resent Asriel a little bit for that. But at the same time, like, it also seems like Asriel was a genuinely good sibling to Chris and treated them well in ways that other people just haven't. So they can't really, like, dislike him either. So they have really complicated feelings of, like, knowing that he wasn't this actual perfect golden child, but also, like, he was just still a genuinely nice person to Chris. So how do you square those feelings? I kind of wonder if they might feel kind of, like, weirdly protective of Asriel's reputation in a way, because, like, just the whole, I'm not going to let the player see what's in Asriel's search history, and it makes Susie react a certain way. Yeah, yeah. It seems like the relationship dynamic was a little bit different between Chris and Asriel versus Kara and Asriel. I feel like it's, in some ways, it's a little bit reversed. Like, Asriel just thought that Kara was super cool, and, you know, really was, you know, swayed by what they wanted to do. So I feel like maybe Asriel and Undertale's a bit more sheltered than Deltarune Asriel, whereas Deltarune Asriel seems to, like, have more the connotation of the older sibling, somebody that Chris looks up to. Yeah. Yeah, and there's probably differences just in how, like, where you are on the sibling scale. Because, like, I have siblings, but I am the oldest. So my relationship with my siblings is always going to be a little bit different than how they probably see me, and vice versa. Yeah, I don't know if Kara is supposed to be older than Asriel in Undertale, or if they're about the same age, so to speak. But definitely it seems like Asriel is older than Chris in Deltarune. Which I think also kind of helps put Chris and Noelle in the same position of they both have their beloved older siblings. And things happen to their beloved older siblings that they can't quite talk about. Like, for Noelle, it's obviously the way more serious thing of Des went missing, but with Asriel, he's away, and everybody still acts weird about him even though he's not there. I can see that with Kara. They probably do act older than they actually are. And, you know, Asriel doesn't have any contact with any other humans, so he doesn't have another point of comparison. He's just like, oh dang, this human is so cool. They know more about stuff than I do. Oh gosh. What if Susie does have a sister and her name is Susie, but with a Z? Oh no. It makes it sound like, though, that Susie with Z is Susie with an S, because they would be around the same age, one way or the other. Maybe she wonders about it. Well, maybe it is a thing of, like, there are siblings for them in Undertale, but not in Deltarune. You're not a very creative parent, are you? Well, it's better than Caddy and Caddy. Here's my question. Were characters like Caddy and Birdly named something different back when Toby was thinking all the characters would be human? Or did they just not have names yet before he changed it to everybody's a monster? Because like Susie and Noelle, normal names you can get away with, either a monster or a human having. Definitely with a name like Holiday, you have the pun there. Rudy, Rudolph, all that. But there are some and Asgore, Toriel, not really indicative of them being monsters either. But like, yeah, Caddy, Birdly, were they called that before? I'm just things I hope he reveals in a art book someday. Even if there's not actually like drawings of the characters. I'm just so curious. Yeah, that's the thing, is like depending on how you do stuff, sometimes you're like, okay, I have this character, I don't have a name for them though. So he could have come up with like, Caddy and Birdly and all that stuff long before or long after he had the actual characters and after he already changed them to be all monsters. I kind of wonder if Chris picked their name or if Asgore and Toriel named them. I guess it depends on like when they were adopted and in what way. Like, did they not have a name? And Toriel's like, I better pick a nice human name for them. So they were named Chris beforehand. Chris already knew their name before they were adopted. That's about how old they are. I get the sense that Chris was pretty young, like, I don't know, 4 or 5. But that's still, like, old enough to know your own name. Yeah, I am curious at what age they got adopted. And it's also a thing of like, okay, did they just find Chris in the woods? Did they go through an actual adoption agency? Did Chris run away from human life and went to the monster town and like, okay, we're gonna adopt you now? Yeah, like obviously Chris is not gonna want to reveal their backstory very much, but I would just like some context, please. Context, please. We were going to design a human child, but then it decided at forest. That's okay, though. That'd be very weird. Okay, let's see. I think that page is done. A little undine there for you. Now we're back to some other characters. Guess who? Speaking of, I wonder when we're going to get a May or Holiday reveal. I wonder if that's going to happen in 3 and 4, or if we're going to have to wait for later. If we do go to the Holiday House, though, in 4, I feel like it's going to make it very likely that we'll see the mayor. I don't know. I wonder how much Chris family backstory we'll get in chapter 3, because definitely it seems like Susie comments on it in chapter 4 anyway. She says, Chris, your family's weird. Well, Susie, what's the deal with your family? How weird is yours? How about you let us in on that? Yes, give us more party woman Toriel details. And she was wild. Speaking of Toriel. I know, I do like the detail of... I like the thought that maybe Toriel's not going to... If we see Toriel in the Dark World in chapter 3, that she's just not going to be fazed by it. Because she's like, oh yes, I've had dreams like this in the past. You understand the element system, right? What, you don't? Just casually teaches them how the element system works, because we've had that mentioned, but we haven't like really done much with it yet. Let's get all weird and Pokemon up in here. The Spamton talked about it a little bit in the Spamton sweepstakes. Honestly, I'm not sure about that. I'm strangely leaning towards the idea that actually Asgore might show up instead of Undyne. I know it's a little out there. I know we don't really have the evidence leans towards Undyne being the one to show up. I've just got kind of this feeling that, like, even though Chris was trying to get Undyne to come, I think we're gonna get Asgore instead. The best laid plans of humans and monsters and all that. That is the deal. I do feel like the flower shop has potential as a dark world. And if the one problem with if Asgore does show up in chapter 3, then that I feel like that's going to lessen our chances of seeing a dark world in the flower shop. I don't know. I guess again it depends on, like, okay, where can we safely recruit from? I feel like that's something that we need to be considering. And it's like, okay, are we going to be able, if we do a dark world in the flower shop, how much of that stuff are we going to be able to take for Castletown? I don't know. I feel like we, in addition to being like, oh, what would be cool plot-wise, we have to also think about what would be feasible to recruit from. Like, people are going to notice stuff about the library eventually, but at least enough to recruit from, like, for the week. The flowers, he's so broke. No, we must leave the eggs to multiply and be fruitful and be eggful. Asgore. So we could conceivably recruit from the flower shop. I'm just not sure. More eggs, more eggs, more eggs. I know. There's somehow more eggs in the basket than when we started. It's a miracle. Oh, that'd be kind of fun. Like the colored flowers as like counterparts to the Undertale humans. Which, man, I don't know if we'll ever get much, yeah, if we'll ever get much more info on them than what we have in canon. Feels like Fanon is the one that takes the lead on that. Weird off-brand Flowey. Like that pedally I keep seeing circulating. Which I guess that's kind of more like a cross between Flowey and Woody Theory. I don't know. He's like a cowboy. I don't know much about it. Be the Sunflower Pokemon. It's just Sunflower. That's it. Yay, sketch. I feel like Flowey is a very distinctly Undertale phenomenon, so we're probably not going to get a Flowey mention. I might be wrong. This doesn't feel as likely. Okay. Now we're back to Azzy. I need to do another Asriel Investigate scene at some point. Something going a little bit more in-depth with the lore for what Azzy's finding out about Ralsei and everybody. Alright, thanks a bunch for coming. Hope your chores go well. I need to do those on Friday. Clean up my place and all that. Yeah, it is a little weird, because in Undertale, it's like that. Definitely, that distinction is made where Flowey is a unique being because he's neither a human nor a monster, but he has determination. Whereas it seems like in Deltarune, there's not too much of a not as big a distinct difference between humans and monsters, but the differences are between Lightners and Darkners. But Darkners do not seem to have souls or determination because they are objects. Or concepts. Yeah. Yeah, determination seems to be, like, operating under slightly different rules in this universe. Because at least in Undertale, yeah, they say determination is the will to keep going and the will to change fate. So, it's also like determination as in, do not die, come back to life, keep going. Whereas here, honestly, it's barely mentioned. It's basically only in the concept of, if you have a soul and you can... then you have determination, and you can use that to create a dark world, basically bring things to life. Which kind of feels like the more appropriate word is imagination rather than determination, but I don't know. Maybe saying imagination would be too on the nose. Whereas we have another association with determination. We can kind of cling on to that. Much to think about. Here's Azzy, an annoying dog, back at it again. Yeah. That at least does make sense. Instead of like the will to survive, it's like creative will. That a large part, a large part of creation is not just imagination. Like anybody can imagine something, but you have to have the will to not only imagine it, but to make it reality. And that requires something a little extra than just like thinking about how it might be. Well, thank you. I'm not sure where the next Asriel Investigates chapter will be because I have only a vague idea of what would happen in it or what needs to happen in it. So I would have to work on that one a little bit. Probably what's going to be the next one, next regular chapter, which I'll start tomorrow, will be an Alpine chapter. We'll see what Alphys and Undyne are doing. Probably a bit of a break from the body horror. Go on to something a little not so intense. But I wanted to establish Undyne at least a little bit more. She has some brief stuff to do in the ending. Not much, unfortunately, but a little bit. Hello, we are working on some stuff from Eldritchrune's ending, because I just finished the Jebel scene and the next regular Eldritchrune scene I'll probably start on tomorrow, but since I don't have any of that prepped yet, we're working on some ending stuff. Namely, we're doing some character cleans. Here's Annoying Dog and Azzy again. Yeah, Undyne was part of the cult. Yeah. If you're super concerned about spoilers, probably should avoid it, but like in general, I don't think this will spoil that much. We're still very early on in the ending, because this is like part 2 out of 20. I think my last place I left off was I got the layouts and text done for part 5. And I'm at various stages with the other 4 parts. So I try not to do too much spoilers when doing that. I hide the text anyway. Yeah. And the stuff I just finished doing layouts for is Carol meeting very brutal end. Carol gets the worst of it. Sorry, Carol. Only not, because this was all your fault. I'm sorry, not sorry. Sucks for Rudy, though, too. Yeah, Azzy's also not having the best time. He's like, oh, geez. I hope that nothing gets worse around here. That's real, don't say that. That's when it gets worse. The better robot. Is that because Saroba used to be like a lot worse off than she was? I don't know if I remember all the stuff from the Undertale Yellow beta version, but was she more of a problem? Already a very interesting character just in canon Yellow. Off they trot. Oh, woof. Yeah. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I feel like her accidentally killing Kanako and not wanting that is way more effective in the end, so I'm glad they went with that. Oh, she was also a boss monster and her life force was being drained. Dark. Dark, dark, dark. The thing Kanako is like having a child, you can choose to do that, usually. If you're a boss monster and you don't want to die, don't have a child. Okay, I think I'll take my break as soon as I finish this panel with Azzy. Heading out on his way. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I feel like people were already kind of, like, being really mean to her. Or, like, you know, oh, she doesn't deserve to be spared even in this canon version. But if she, like, deliberately was trying to kill her own child, then yeah, there's not really justifying that. Be like, it would be the correct thing to take her out. Yes, I don't know how you would spin that in a way that sparing her is a good choice. At least maybe you could do it, but it would be really hard. Definitely here in Eldritchrune, Carol, not a good mom. Not a good one at all. And she gets the stompies for it. Well, ad timing. Alright. Maybe I should just go ahead and do my stretch break now then. Stretch break now! Even though I'd almost finished this one. Stretch break. Let's do it. I also gotta get my orange juice. Okay. Let's do stretch break. The timing of the ads is upon us again. Come on, wrist, be nice to me. We're at the fun stuff now. We're getting there. Oh. Okay. I'll make sure take care of my neck and stuff, because otherwise wrist gets bad. Neck, why are you the problem so much? Also, I'm not sure how any scenes I do will change once we get chapters 3 and 4, but at least there'll be more opportunity for Eldritchrune interpretations, even though probably we'll be taking an Eldritchrune break once the new chapters are out, because I will want to focus on canon stuff. Because that will be the way bigger deal. I I kind of hope it comes out in June, but certain times in April would also be acceptable. Or late May. Yeah. Basically, whenever the new chapter's out, I'll probably, do new monster designs for new characters. And there could be new scenes to interpret as well, which could be fun. But I'm not going to change the ending of Eldritchrune at this point. I'm in the middle of drawing it, so I do want to actually finish Eldritchrune before we get the last chapters of canon, just so that then I can throw full focus into an actual canon game. But who knows how long it'll take us to get 5, 6, and 7. Hopefully not as long, but I'm pretty sure I can finish Eldritchrune before we get 5, 6, and 7. I'm just not sure if we'll get all those at the same time, or if they'll be spread out, or what. It's kind of weird that Toby just has not mentioned 6 and 7 at all so far. I know they're working on 5. But when are you going to get to 6 and 7? Yeah, I'm almost sure it won't be as long as 3 and 4 now, just because, one, they have a producer, they've worked out, a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I think so. I don't think it'll take as long, but that's still, if they do 5, 6, and 7 altogether, that's still another 3 chapters, which will just take a while to produce no matter what, even if they've gotten a bunch of other stuff going faster. Okay, be right back for, I'm interested in a few more stretches. It's only 6 chapters. Alrighty, I returned. No, there is no 6th chapter. Oh no. I don't think I like that very much, honestly. I can deal with, chapter 6 is when we find Gaster, though. That would be okay. I know at some point we're gonna have to get to him, probably. Mostly, I just kind of wonder if we're gonna get another Gaster takeover on like Undertale, Deltarune, or on both Twitter and Blue Sky. Especially since Toby's just been posting more to Blue Sky in general than Twitter, which is good. I stopped using Twitter entirely, but I wonder if Gaster will comment on that. Because he commented on other things, too. Gaster, stop breaking the game. I worked hard on this. I don't know. I think if Snowgrave is not what he intended to do. He's just kind of like, huh, interesting. I guess we'll see where this goes. Difficult conditions to communicate research in, probably. That seems likely. Vague, but if you know, you know. Yeah, sorry, I ain't going back to Twitter. I'm done. Alrighty. And we are done with page 2 and on to page 3. Where things get a little bad. Here's an ice cream guy. He's getting stuff for his ice creams. When did they invent ice cream? It was probably a long time ago, wasn't it? As soon as you know you can like get cream and sugar and freeze them, then you got ice cream. Yeah, it's just bad environment all around. Not worth it. Blue Sky has been a pretty good replacement. And that sucks because I don't have all my audience back that I did on Twitter, but you know, it'll happen with time. That's always how it happens. 19th century? I could see that. Not sure what I was doing here. Weird. It's like an antiquity food. It's more like perfumed ice. I'm just thinking, okay, what you would need for ice cream is, you know, cream of some kind. Flavoring, which you can do with like fruit or maple sugar or whatever. Some sugar for it, and it needs to be cold. It just and then stay cold. It feels like the keeping it cold part is the part that's hardest. Before modern refrigeration, you would just have to get like ice, actual ice. It just smelled nice. Interesting. Did they not have sugar in it? I guess like the smelling nice thing, like that's gonna probably make it taste nice too, because those are connected. Oh, sorry about storms. We've had cold snow here. Speaking of cold things. Yeah, I guess did ice cream come about in a place where, like, you know, it naturally snowed, so you had the ability to keep stuff cold a little easier if you wanted. It had sugar and cream. Well, the sugar would make it taste good. Maybe not an actual flavor, but at least would make it sweet. Yeah, it probably just tastes like sweet cream or something. This is an ice cream bunny. That's why we were talking about ice cream. That is an ice cream bunny. I did do a giant page trying to humanize every NPC in Hometown. He's going to get some stuff. There's some silhouettes back here, guys. I think I only posted them to like my Blue Sky or something like that. I don't think I posted them on Tumblr. Because they're mostly for me. So when I'm drawing them, I'm like, okay, if I want to stick an NPC in here, what do they look like? That's why I was talking about like Shay and stuff earlier, because Frogget is a NPC in Hometown. Uh-oh, something bad's coming. could it be? Yeah. Could be not being able to do this correctly. Also, sometimes it's just really hard to tell, like, who is who in terms of humanization, because, like, think about, you know, monsters like the big hand lady. How do you translate that to, or the handhead lady, how do you translate that to just a human person? Well, that's such a good scene in the original Jurassic Park. I didn't really watch the trailer for the new one. I guess there's, like, mutant dinosaurs now. I'm like, okay. Part of what made the original Jurassic Park so cool is that they were like, oh, these are like how we really thought dinosaurs were. Yeah, no. Because she's supposed to be a human. Handmaiden. Wah, wah, wah. It's because she's a big, large, dino-looking guy. That's because something is happening at the well. All of them are pretty big stompy stompies, except for, I guess, Monster Kid. He doesn't really stomp. She is large and pointy, true. A lot of them are large and pointy. Okay. More NPCs going, what is happening in the world? I will give a cookie to whoever can guess who is who. Yes, all of the hometown NPCs are Undertale / Deltarune monsters. It's also part of the hard part. Is like it's not just like turning the humans and directly one-to-one translating their clothing, because this is supposed to be like not really modern clothing either. I know there's a lot of cheating on that front. I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff in here that medieval clothing did not have. This is not Saroba, sorry. It is not Saroba. I'm trying to remember who it is. I don't think I remember. I have to look at my chart. I know I did not include Saroba in that chart, so if she does show up, she does not have a portrait yet. Ooh, pizza's yummy. No, this is not QC. We already saw QC. Yeah, there's like a bunch of just like random teenage females in the town, but I don't think it's Fire Girl. Or maybe it is. I'm trying to remember. Good grief. Again, I'd have to pull up my chart. I do remember who this kid is, though. Maybe a little too big. Ah. This one at least I remember. No, the flower shop Luke, she's actually wearing an eye patch. She has one eye. I do know who the Freckle Kid is. I do remember this one at least. Actually, the two might just be related. It's not Scarf Lady. Yeah, I did have Terry. I think Terry gets eaten by Birdley or something. Yes, I think this is actually supposed to be the rabbit girl because this is the younger rabbit kid in the background. Yeah, how do you translate his cool look to the medieval ages? Birdley ate him to try and absorb his coolness. They don't even know what cool is yet. But Birdley knows. Could be. I know I did design Waitress Lion. But I don't know. I don't remember if this is designed for her or not. I'll do the fountain another thing later. But I don't know. That's a problem. Oh, that's how I was doing that. It's weird. Also, I know in a later scene, Susie's supposed to eat someone who's running out of a house. Who should it be? I was kind of having it maybe be either the warrior or the purple guy. But I don't know if I should change that. So, you make the call. Okay, this is a much simpler one to do lines for. Purple guy, he tastes like grapes. Purple guy is strange. Oh, we got two character lines here. Yeah. Yeah, it could be either way. Whoops, not that. Oh, there's my little guy there too. Could be either way. Maybe he knows stuff from the future and that's what he's talking about, or maybe he's just going gibberish. We don't know for sure. By it, I mean the Twilight Reverie. Toby, what does that mean? Now I gotta draw the little guys being like, oh no, this stuff, what is it? Sheep are unbothered. This might as well be happening. Tell me your secrets, dog man. Tell them to us. Also, hello, welcome from the break. You're in time for Fountain showing up and people are like, oh, that ain't look good. That doesn't look smart. Now, sheep, you will not be okay. You will not be okay, in fact. That's probably fine. Just like Chris said, I'm fine. We'll fix it. There's QC. Sheep's anybody gonna take care of that big black thing coming out of the well? Not us. They might think so. They will be wrong, though. Sheep, you are not safe either. Yes, annoying dog does know better. Ooh, have a good lunch. Sheeps. Sheeps maneeps. The most important thing in the world is to be with Papyrus. True. Like, I trust you, Papyrus. It's like, my demon wards, they do nothing. At least he tried. He was a smart guy. Let's see. Make sure we get everybody here. Holy moly! Macaroni! We'll do a bunch of crazy lighting stuff around here with the fountain and all that. Okay. Who here thinks we'll get a festival Dark World? Like somebody opens a dark fountain during the festival and we get a festival Dark World. And if so, what chapter will it be in? You think that'll be like the festival thing? All of Hometown getting consumed? A game hypothesis. I wonder if game theory stuff is like, I don't have to say it a certain way it's copyrighted. Probably not. That'd be kind of not just copyright. But man, you definitely know it has an impact when people are like, that's a theory, a game theory. Like, you just kind of do it automatically. some more soldiers coming about. I imagine they are because, you know, that's their biggest money maker, but at the same time, what is there to talk about? I don't know, did something new happen since, like, I'm gonna grieve my pen. Since the security breach DLC or whatever? I'm at least glad that Matt's moved on to other things, because, you know, it's smart to know when to retire. But yeah, if that's your bread and butter, you gotta keep doing it. Just a matter of, my dude, what happens when you run out of butter? Do you start using vegetable spread? I don't know if my metaphor makes any sense anymore. There's one scene I know coming up that's going to be a giant pain in the butt to draw. Help wanted. Oh yeah, there's also another help wanted. I totally forgot how much stuff there was. Still over a year ago. The science butter. Bring us the science butter. Exotic butters. Exotic butters. And that's what I remember about butter. It was a good joke, though. I wonder how the Deltarune theory community is going to change after 3 and 4. Heck, even after we get, like, a trailer. I have this distinct feeling. Call me crazy. I have this distinct feeling that Chris Knight theory is going to just get obliterated before we even get the chapters, because the teaser trailer will, like, include a scene where we, like, I don't know, see a night silhouette at the fountain. It's like, oh, who's that? Dun dun, and then the trailer stops or something like that. Just immediately placing, you know, Chris and the Knight as separate people. Yeah, at least those science ones, those, like, you know, they teach you something, hopefully. Well, try and teach you something. Hey, we'll take your interest in video games and turn it into an interest in science. Like, that's a decent thing to do. Or even we'll teach something about history. That's cool. But I get the feeling that probably takes way more time and effort and research to do than just pumping out, what if the weirdness was a weird, and over and over again. You can't fall behind in the curve, you gotta go fast, like Sonic. It's going to overcommit on assumptions like when Chapter 2 released. That's true. Important to not assume anything. You don't have all the picture. You never know what might get changed. For example, I never would have guessed when I wrote Paper Trail that, oh, one of the rules is that if you are a Darkner from another world, you can't survive in another world if you don't fit in with it. You'll turn to stone. New rule. Could not have guessed that. Based on what we knew. So I'm like, what other secret rules are hiding from us? Also, can you guess who these NPCs are? Because I do remember who these guys are. Yeah, I'm like, no, Susie doesn't get to do as much stuff with Lancer. Yeah. Yeah, at some point it's definitely gonna, like, go really full on into the meta. I think it's a little bit of a mistake to assume that it won't do that, because the setup is definitely there for it. Might not happen until like 5, 6, 7 though. There's still time for us to, you know, get deeper and deeper into it story-wise before we get to the really heavy stuff. But yeah, at some point, there's going to be something along those lines. Maybe not between the characters and the player necessarily, but Gaster and the player certainly. Well, at least Chris and the player, because Chris knows the player's there. What I'm worried about is, I'm worried about when Susie is going to find out some of this stuff. I'm worried about when she's going to find out that, one, her Darkner friends are all objects, and two, that Chris has been possessed by something this whole time. Or at least as long as their adventure started. And Rousey knows something is up, sure. Rousey, I think, definitely knows the player's there. Because he keeps, like, saying things that are really only relevant to us, and even Susie's like, what are you talking about? Move the boxes with Z, and Chris is like, okay, they'll probably know that. Susie's like, what do you mean? Okay, after this one, take another stretch break. Yeah, he at least knows that we're here. He knows enough to know the player's name, because that's the name of the Castletown. And there's no reason to name Castletown that except, like, Rousey knows that we're here and knows what the name was involved when we picked our username. Yeah, that's true. And I get the feeling that might be the case. I'm a little worried about the fact that we're supposed to be recruiting all these people and gathering them at Castletown. Are we going to have to turn off Castletown's fountain at some point, too? Alright, time for me to take a stretch break. And I feel like that might be required of us to get a good ending. Yeah, and I don't think she would like that, because that's her friends. She has to learn, okay, you also have friends outside the dark world, but it's, like, very important to her. I don't know how willing she would be to let go of it. No, I don't think we're going to get multiple endings so much. The most I can see of that is that, like, there is one ending, but then you can do something to extend that past that one ending to a more complete ending. But I don't know if branching endings like Undertale's going to be a thing. Oh, that would be a terrible irony if Rousey's like, no, you have to do this with this dark world, and Susie's like, no! Ugh. Yeah, definitely I feel like some kind of recontextualizing will happen depending on how things go. Which is definitely tricky stuff to write, but really good if you can pull it off. But no, I don't think Toby is lying when he says there's only one ending. Since he dreamed it, basically. Toby, how did you come up with the ending for this game? It came to me in a dream, literally. Okay. I kind of wonder when in the production process he decided to add in the weird route, if that was a very early thing, or if it was kind of like something post Undertale as he was going, like, oh, this could be a, like, let's explore this in a different way. What else could this mean? I could see the ending being controversial. Definitely, yeah, I can't talk at all. If it's like what I did with Paper Trail, then people are either going to love it or hate it. But at least to my thoughts, I don't think it's going to be a time loop. I honestly hate time loop theory. I don't think there's going to be a situation wherein the player is judged as bad for playing. I don't think there's going to be a player bad message. And I'm just, or at least personally, resistant to a rocks fall, everyone dies, they're all doomed kind of ending. Not that it's impossible, I'm just kind of resistant to that idea. But that could still be controversial, even if, you know, one of those things doesn't happen. I don't know. I just still get this distinct feeling of the player is going to have to give up something in order for, like, Chris and company to get the best outcome. And I think that is what will be controversial. Depending on how the themes and stuff go. Stretchy. Mostly I just want to see how it all goes. Please. I want my wrist to stop being a pain. Alright, be right back for one more stretch and stuff like that. Alrighty. Get back into it. Welcome back. Oh. Back in action. Yeah, I have faith in Toby's writing, but I definitely think that he should stick with what he wants to do for it and not feel compelled to be like, oh, I have to do this or that to please the audience. Focus on pleasing yourself first. and the audience will follow. Here comes a Susie! But I will be sad if bad things happen to the characters. I say drawing an AU where bad things happen to the characters, but this is an AU in the canon. I want things to end up okay. I actually don't want bad things to happen to them. Well, bad things can happen to them. I just want them to get through the bad things okay. Susie freedom! Turn off this one if I can so I can see what I'm doing. She gets to do big yells. Yep, that's shift, not wrong hotkey. Also, wrist, come on, stop being a pain. Do her hair down here first. Part of me wants chapters 3 and 4 as soon as possible. The other part of me wants them around June because that would be really ideal for me in terms of my work schedule. I could focus on the game a lot. And my reaction to it, because I want to take some time off work in order to enjoy it and do all the other stuff I need to do with it. But who knows? I do think we'll at least be getting it in second quarter, though. That feels the most likely to me at this point. If they're now at like the console testing stage for it. It's pretty far along. For some reason, my dining room lights keep flickering and I don't know why. Why are you doing that, lights? Well, spoopy. I would prefer that you not. Susie's first in line for the buffet. As usual. And we'll do all the... do the actual fountain on a separate layer later. Do big stomp. You killed one birdly. What you didn't know was that there was another birdly Birdly 2. The birdlying. That would be a little silly, I think. People will have to tell me how the Snowgrave or Weird Root develops in later chapters, because I don't usually play those myself, but I am curious to see what people have happen when they do it. Like, are people gonna notice Birdly not showing up to things early on? Still, if Mr. Fox, please let us kill Birdly, and then after Weird Root, I take it back! What have I done? Be careful what you wish for. Oh, her big old freckles. Yeah. I swear this pen. It's being weird to me. That would be a problem, yeah. Their joints, apparently. Might definitely be a danger signal to Chris that, like, oh no, might be a big problem for me. Although I can also see this as being, like, another way for Noelle to push forward, because it seems like at the end of the Chapter 2 Weird Root, she's like, something is clearly going on with Chris. I'm not going to sit around. I'm gonna find out what's going on with them. So I don't think, well, I think the Weird Root would be, like, still situated around Noelle. I don't know if we would be able to control her as much as previous. Because clearly she did not like how that went. Yeah, without that tip-off, yeah, she is not aware something's going on with Chris. I get the feeling in the regular route they might all find out sooner or later anyway. But in the weird route, they might find out sooner. You played your hand too closely, player. The people? No. Just the fountain. Okay. Then the question becomes, what could Noelle do about it? Man, imagine if, like, in the weird route it ends with, like, Noelle banishing the player. That'd be kind of kick-ass. What if, like, in, the regular route, it's the player is, choosing to leave voluntarily after, they've done all they can, or we've accomplished what we can with Chris, and it's an amiable parting. But then in the weird route, it's still the player leaving, but Noelle literally banishes the player. That'd be kind of kick-ass, like, not gonna lie. I wanted to see Papyrus and get Undyne and Alphys together. I'm still kind of stuck on the idea that Chris intended to be possessed. Whether or not they like it right now is another issue, but at least that was their intention. They're just like, okay, I'll work with this best I can. But if, if in the weird route you go off the rails and hurt them and their friends, and they're like, oh crap, I am stuck with this now and I can't do anything about it, and it's hurting my friends, I'm in trouble. Noelle comes to the real world and fucking gets you. Now I hope that happens. Like, that would be so cool. He's like, you don't like Noelle? Banishment. Banishment from Deltarune for 1,000 years. I will use my glitch gamer powers to send you to the Shadow Realm. Alive Noelle Deltarune and kills Shay and Wolfle D. No. Bonus points, she comes out in her Eldritchrune form and there's like, what does this even mean? She's gonna get you. I'm not gonna lie, now I want something like that to happen because that would be cool as hell. You think you have control over Noelle in the game world? You will be punished for this. You will regret your decisions. You will feel ashamed of your words and deeds. Because Noelle will get you. Please, it's Christmas. It's December 10th. And she just hits you. Window moving stuff. Oh, that'd be cool. I don't know how you do that in console, though. Be cool on the PC, though. Like, yeah. Again, weird route ending. Noelle gets you in real life. I love that. I don't know. I mean, I think he tried to do the permanent consequence with the No Mercy route, but, you know, it doesn't quite stick. You can always get around it if you want. I'm sure he recognizes that. So I'm sure if you did the weird route all the way through and it was like Noelle banishes you, like, you can play again. But it would just be a really cool moment. I just think that would be cool. Yeah, that is pretty controversial. And he wanted to have it so, like, it would delete the game off your system if you finished the No Mercy route. So it's probably a good thing that never could get implemented. I don't think that would have gone. I don't think the game would have gone over nearly as well if it was like, there's this secret dark route you can do, but if you do, it just deletes your game. Like, I don't think people would appreciate that. The point comes across well enough just by playing it. And if at that point, you know, you're still going on through it, then that's your own deal. Delta Literatureune. Yeah, he targeted the wrong folder and gave up. That's me trying to code. I'll never get this. Never mind. Goodbye. Yeah, but even then, that'd be a pain in the butt to have to reinstall it every time you wanted to play it. Definitely would make speedrunning a pain in the butt. I think it's pretty effective enough that, like, the game remembers if you did finish one, and if you try the route, it's like, when I know what you did. And I don't think that the weird route will be the same as the No Mercy route, and that the point of the point of the No Mercy route is, hey, you know, like, you could kill all these characters if you wanted to. But that's kind of bad of you to do that. From their perspective, like, they're getting murdered. That's really not cool of you. Whereas weird route is kind of more like, you know, a creepypasta, like playground rumors kind of thing. It's like, oh, I heard if you do this secret thing, and then you do this, and you go there, and you say this thing, then you can actually unlock this scene where you kill Birdly. Like, that reads way more creepypasta than the No Mercy route in Undertale. Especially because, like, in Undertale, they advertise it. They're just like, yep, if you want to, you can kill them all. That's a thing you can do. Whereas with this one, like, it was not advertised at all. And that's part of what made it so weird and freaky. You're like, what do you mean there's a secret route where you can kill Birdly? Huh? What? Like, that makes it all the more effective. Birdly's like, you can't kill me here. I'm flying free. Hello, hello. Thank you for coming. We are working on characters. Cleanups for this Eldritchrune part. Ooh, my wrist is... Oh, well. I'll get through it okay. I don't know. But again, the whole thing with, like, No Mercy route is that it wasn't really a secret. It was advertised in the trailer. Now, the full extent of it wasn't advertised, but it was basically said in the trailer, hey, if you wanted to, you can kill everybody here. Yeah, that's true. I was enjoying Insert Discs 5 thread on Blue Sky where they had some friends pick up Undertale who had not played it before, and they, like, immediately jumped into, like, knowing nothing about it, they immediately jumped into No Mercy. Just immediately were like, yeah, let's kill everybody! That's so funny. I didn't know there were people like that, and that's kind of great. Like, how different is that? Because usually... The thing with No Mercy is you go through first being like, oh, I love these characters. I'm going to do all the puzzles with them. You know, I'm going to have fun. And then when you get to No Mercy, it's like, oh, it hits harder because, you know, these are all your friends and now you've betrayed them and now you're not really having fun with these puzzles and it's kind of a grind and etc. So I'm really curious of, like, what's that even like to experience in reverse where you go in being like not caring about the characters at all, and then you can go back and be like, oh, these were actually like people with, you know, life. Why'd you spare Glad Dummy? She's nice. Pyres was nice, yeah, but his death was more dramatic. That is true. He did have a dramatic death with his head off. Oh, I guess, yeah, they're not on No Mercy anymore because they spared somebody. Was Glad Dummy the one they spared? That's so funny. Of all the people, Glad Dummy, amazing. Trans people stay winning. Can't kill the trans. She's nice now. That's so funny. Alrighty. Here come the friendos. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, I guess if you kill just random people, you're kind of in, like, a high-level neutral route, and Undyne's not going to be happy about that. Here come more friendos. I'm going to turn you down a little bit more background. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think it's way harder to do the Snowgrave route than it is No Mercy. If you are coming into the Undertale with the thought of, like, well, I just need to, like, you know, kill everything because this is an RPG and that's what you do in an RPG, I think it will start you in on that fairly quickly. Like, as long as you kill enough people in Ruins, it's basically like, okay, you're locked in, and then as long as you commit to that, then you can keep at it. It is a thing of, like, okay, if you stop at any point, the route's over. But I think it's at least easier to start the route. Whereas with the weird route in Deltarune, that is a set of very specific steps you have to take, like, halfway through the chapter. Starting halfway through the chapter. And if you miss any of those steps, then you're not in the route anymore. All you have to do is for Chris to be like, I'll do the puzzle, and the route's over, kind of thing. Or even just if you, like, fail to go backwards and kill everything behind you. Yeah, I guess it depends on, like, are you coming into Undertale, like, with the advertisement sense of, oh, I can spare people, so I'm going to do that because that's fun? Or are you coming in with a sense of, I don't know what's going to happen, but I see this option to do other things with people, so I might as well do it that way? Or are you coming in with a sense of, well, I'm going to kill everybody because that's what you do with monsters in an RPG? Yeah. That was my first playthrough. With my first playthrough, I didn't really know what I was doing. I thought, okay, you know, I'll just beat Toriel down a bit until she's low health, and maybe I can try and spare her then. And that's how the game gets you. That's how it gets you. I got by that trick where, like, the last hit does a ton of damage. And I stuck with my choice in that sense. I was like, oh no, I didn't want to do that, but I guess I'll keep going. Oh no. The asshole flower play. Although I will say, I did look up Undyne, how to do Undyne, even though I could not figure her out at first, because I was like, I don't really want to kill Undyne too. I'll just look up how to do her. Oh, I'm supposed to run away, because I didn't realize you were supposed to run away with it. I was just trying over and over to spare her. It wasn't working. So that was the only one I looked up, and the rest I tried to do pacifist. Because I had heard, oh, you can do pacifist things, so I should try that. And, yeah, but I did kill Toriel on my first playthrough, and I stuck with it, so I got the Undyne ending is the one I think you get if you just kill Toriel. Or is she mad at you? Not the most mad, but still kind of mad. Flowey, I blame you for this somehow. Here comes Caddy. Oh no, Papyrus succeeded. He convinced her not to go through with it. I know you can be a little better. I just don't really want to go through and grind all of them. Plus, like, I don't know how to get past Undyne and Sans. I'm not the most skilled at boss battles. Yeah. Oh, I guess the most likely one would be Papyrus, because if you don't know how to get past Undyne and don't look it up and kill her, then yeah, I guess Papyrus becomes leader of the underground, doesn't he? I think that's how that goes. Undyne is great. Although I still don't know if we're gonna see her in chapter 3. I'm sorry. It's call it a hunch. Call it a hunch. I don't know if we'll be seeing her. I feel like it might be Asgore instead. I could be wrong. All the evidence seems to point towards her being there, but it's just my hunch. Yeah. I don't think I had to look up Metaton. I think I struggled with that battle, but I eventually figured it out. He plays Undyne in chapter 4. All Undyne. Isn't that basically Undyne Tale, where every character is Undyne? You come in and, like, Toriel's Undyne, and Flowey has Undyne's face. Everybody's just Undyne for some reason. If Toriel and Undyne are dead, but he's alive, Metaton takes precedence. Oh, really? I thought Papyrus was basically the one that definitely takes over as long as he's alive. I didn't realize that Metaton took precedence over them. It makes you scream. She's like, ah, she's coming after me. She's gonna get me. Honestly, what I kind of wish they would do more of in, like, AUs is the Undyne or the Alphys ending. The one where, like, almost everyone, you kill almost everyone, but, like, have to spare, like, 1 or 2 small monsters, so not everyone is dead. and then Alphys takes over as queen. Like, that's a crazy cool ending. That doesn't get enough love. The way she yelled at Sans. But most of the AU stuff just focuses on Sans. Okay, here's my question. If we are to assume that Sans is from Deltarune, or Undertale Sans is from Deltarune, which feels likely, then do you think that Papyrus is also from Deltarune? Or is he from Undertale and Deltarune Sans left Deltarune Papyrus behind? Okay, Alpha's aborting Geno Hotland specifically, yeah. Hello, thank you for coming. Yes, we're doing some more Eldritchrune, most specifically stuff from the ending. I love Eldritch Susie too. She is Lord and she will get you. Yeah, neutral endings where you go, what happens to the cast, are very fun. She will get you in real life. Watch out. Luckily, she can't really sneak up on you. And destroy your favorite restaurant. She is. She's best for Flat Fuck Friday. Did it a long time ago. Okay, let's see. Got Caddy there. Oh, I forgot to put Noelle's antlers on. I usually have them separate. Maybe I'll come back to stuff with Noelle. Because I don't really want to... Ugh. Noelle, your ding-dang antlers. Also, here's my thing. There it is. Do a little bit of it. Yes, I would love to see any art of Eldritch Susie. No, she should have her antlers here. She's supposed to have her antlers. I have to pull out my, Oh, no wonder this is looking weird. This is the wrong brush. What's up with that? I just have to pull out my little, designer thing for her. So I can slap that on and move it around. It's easier than trying to do it from scratch. Antlers! Susie, your dang antlers! Why are they so complicated? I know it's entirely my fault. Still. Ficus Licker, watch out! In Eldritchrune, Ficus licks you. I also gotta stop kind of soon for my stretch break, and then we'll do one more session. Come on, Pen. Work with me. I did like that headcanon people have posted of, like, Noelle having a winter coat, so her colors change. Oh, I think that's cute, even though I'm sure reindeer monsters don't really work like that. They should, because it's fun. It's shedding season. She needs some fresh blood to match the antlers. True. Although her antlers are made of ice, so they don't really bleed if they shed. Now I'm just kind of consuming spit off this giant lizard's tongue. Not for long, you're not. Well, we'll get bloods, though. Bloody ice. I need blood to replenish the blood that I lose when I shed my antlers. But your antlers are made of ice. Oh, huh. Oh, okay. I'll still take the blood, though. Everybody's not happy about this. As soon as I finish this guy, I'm gonna take a stretch break real quick. And then we will come back and do the rest of what we can do. The blood adds a bit of a kick to the ice. True. Okay, actually, let me see if I can't just get the antlers. Where did I put them? There they are. Might as well. We'll add them in. So I can actually finish a page. Alright, time for a stretch break. Real quick. Stretch break, and then we'll do one more session. And then I will have to take my lunch break. What powder? What kind of powder? I like garlic powder myself. Depends on what you need it for. Something something blood is full, something something hell is full. In this case, it's broken out onto the real worlds. Drink powder. Protein, I guess? I don't know. What kind of powders do you usually use? Do Radiant Rush. No, do Snowstorm because it's snowy outside here. It's starting to melt a lot, but it has been snowy this past week, so, Snowstorm. In honor of the snow that is outside my window right now. Of which there is lots. It hasn't actually snowed that much, but it's just been so cold that the snow hasn't melted very, very quickly. I hope it's good. It's just been cold. It's cold. Blah, stretch. Blah, stretch. My wrist must be nicer to me. Well, at least get through 5 pages of character cleans today, which is pretty good, because that's about half of this section, so that is progress. And I'll later have to start on the next regular scene as opposed to ending scene. That'll be later this week. Ugh. Stretch. How close is it to completion? It is not close. Not close. I've still got, like, I don't know, at least 4 more regular scenes I want to do. A few more will likely come up after we get 3 and 4. And then percentage? Well, are you talking about how close I am to percentage of the ending, which is what I've been slowly working on, or the comic as a whole, the AU as a whole? Because I'm keeping closer track of where I am in, like, the ending. Complete overall, I don't know. that's a harder estimate for me to give, I'll be honest. 65%, I guess. Maybe? Actually, it's probably closer to 60. I don't know. Whereas, I'm not sure. I can kind of show where I am. Maybe if I hide it. The titles for the parts on my little progress chart. I am closer to finishing than where I started, but still probably a ways away. The ending is what's taking so long. Alright, I will be right back for one more stretch and stuff. Yeah. Alrighty. I returned for our last session here. Yeah, so basically in terms of stuff that's left, I have all of the ending written, all of the script written for it, and I'm very slowly, and that's 20 parts long. I'm very slowly making progress on the art stuff, just like tackling like a little bit at least once a week. But it's going to take a while because it's 20 parts and it's pretty long and it's very complicated. But it's at least all written. And then aside from the ending, I have 2 other regular scenes written that I'll probably be tackling next. And then I have a bunch of other scenes that I don't have written, but I'm kind of like, well, I should kind of cover this to make sure that this ties in with the ending so people know about that, but I haven't written them yet. And then there's also the likelihood after we get 3 and 4 that I'll be like, okay, based on what we know from 3 and 4, here's some other scenes I would want to try and tackle that are happening in the middle. But I will not know what those are until we actually see 3 and 4. Not really, and those probably would not just like change much plot-wise as so much as like, hey, if we actually get to see Caddy and Jockington in the Dark World in Chapter 4, which I suspect very strongly might happen, then I can know what to base it on for doing it in here, kind of thing. It's hard to say. Okay, let's grab our antlers and stick these around. Just it feels like the ending looms very, very big in the whole of it, just because, again, 20 parts, and as you can see, all this stuff is pretty complicated in terms of setting and crowds and effects and etc. Oh yes, this is on my Giant Undertale playlist. But yeah, I remember this from Red. Let's see. I don't need it for that one. And here's Chris with Noel. I will at least say that, yeah, the next regular scene will probably be Alphys and Undyne. And then after that, probably something that's a bit more humorous, a bit more on the funny side with a rules card. And then hopefully by then, you'll have a good idea of what to do for 3 and 4, because I don't know how much farther I'll get after that with my current pace. Which feels glacial to me, but that's just the reality of my rest and my work and trying to, you know, be social and stuff and make sure I hang out with my friends plenty and not lock myself inside all day just to draw. 1, because I can't exactly do that with my wrist, and 2, brain-wise, I think it's probably good for me to not sit around in view of the doom scroll all day. Huh. A bit sour. I guess they would have to for blue stuff. White flavor? It's like Airheads, remember that mystery white flavor? What was mystery white flavor? Because I've had those before, and now if you told me, describe mystery white flavor to me, I'd be like, I don't know, it's a mystery. It's a secret to everyone. He's like, give it to me, I'll have mystery white flavor. Mystery white flavor is Eldritch Susie eating random NPCs. She would love mystery white flavor. Again, one of my hopes for Chapter 3 is that we just get references to, like, the most obscure, weird, like, 90s TV commercials. I feel like they already got that a little bit just in the Spantum Sweepstakes, the ending for it. Like, those commercials of, like, you know, that's what I think music is. Like, those absolutely happened. Susie's scales turn white after she eats the airhead. Uh-oh. Kind of wondering if Noelle should break some antlers in the later scene. She's gonna kind of tossing them around a bit. Yeah. I don't want clone stamp. I don't want it. Huh. I have had those before. She'd eat them all. She'd still be like, oh, that's gross, but, you know, she'd eat it. She's probably had worse, honestly. So I don't think that would be a very big deal. But yeah, at a family gathering once, we played Bean Boozled. Don't play Bean Boozled with your family. Don't do it. It's basically jelly bean Russian roulette. I don't know why we did that. I got lucky in that the few times that I had bad ones, quote unquote the bad versions, they weren't like super bad. Because I think, like, you know, I either got the regular fruity flavors, or when I got the bad ones, I got like grass, which does not taste that bad. Pencil shavings doesn't taste that bad. Or I think the worst one I got was centipede, which mostly tastes like dirt. It didn't really taste that bad. You know, at least that's an animal. But I did have other family members got stuff like skunk and rotten egg, which like will make you gag kind of thing. So I didn't get skunk or rotten egg or vomit or any of the exceptionally bad ones. Like grass and pencil shavings are like, well, this tastes kind of woody. But we only did that game once. After that, we're like, let's not play that again. Let's not play the Russian roulette game where you might, you know, get a jelly bean that tastes like earwax. or skunk. Yeah, like, again, I lucked out. My bad ones were not the worst they could be. Grass and pencil shavings, while not good, they're not like, oh no, my face is falling apart bad. But my recommendation after playing Bean Boozled is don't. Just don't do it. Do not do it. Like if you want a risque party game, Cards Against Humanity is always there. I've played that forever though. Oh, she's gonna be behind the thing. We're not gonna see her. Everybody's like, oh crap, those giant monsters are looking at me. Why are they looking right at me? And Monster Kid's already gone. Well, I have an idea for, like, Monster Kid... Well, I have an idea for, like, them meeting Caddy and Jockington. I don't know if I have any ideas for meeting Monster Kid. And I still have no clue what would be done with, Snowy. The Snowy should technically be another Eldritch beast, but I just haven't had any ideas for him. Oh, rosé flavored jelly beans. Those would be good. I would be down with those. Yeah, especially for Valentine's Day. The reason is I can't figure out what to do with him. Like, even Monster Kid's barely getting involved. I kind of suspect maybe, like, things went bad with Snowy and just, like, they were not able to recruit him because, like, Susie got to him first and ate him or something. I don't know. Or just Susie's paws based off of... That's basically like big dragon claws. Going full face hugger. The problem is the person she would go full face hugger on is Ralse, and he's not about that. We're like, Chris, we really have to avoid this creature. Chris, please, please, we really need to. Tastes like chicken. How do you even know that? Everybody knows what chicken tastes like, even if you don't know what chicken tastes like. I guess Rules better watch his back, too. Or Timmy will get you. I don't know if I have any scenes playing with Timmy. She's a little bit of a silly bitty. Watch out, the vegans and vegetarians? No. Some cultists sacrifice chicken to us. Well, that's usually how it goes. They usually start with, you know, black pullets and whatever it is. Little Ross will be like, what am I supposed to do with a chicken? What do I do with this? I do kind of wonder why they took out the Giga Salad and stuff from Chapter 2. Because it kind of suggests that Noelle is vegetarian, or at least herbivorous a little bit. Yeah, there apparently was an item in Chapter 2 called, like, the Giga Salad, and if Noelle eats it, then she likes it. She's like, oh yeah, yum, salad. It heals her a bunch. And if Susie eats it, she's like, ugh, I don't really like this. This is salad. Come on. And yeah, the reverse happens where Noelle doesn't really like the dark burger. She's like, is this real meat? Like, she doesn't really like it. Whereas Susie really likes the dark burger. And heals from it more, whereas Noelle doesn't heal very much from the dark burger. Which suggests that there are monsters that are herbivorous and carnivorous, and Noelle is herbivorous and Susie is I said it wrong. Carnivorous. It suggests that Susie is carnivorous. I know. People have to do all this stuff just to see, like, I gotta keep all these items to see what their reactions are. Tea gets even more complicated. What does Caddy have to say about, you know, like, Susie tea or Noelle tea? Oh yeah, the item fusions, like ribbons. Oh my goodness. We already know it gets complicated. Just because, yeah, you want to see what all the characters have to say about them. I guess the thing is that they would have to be in your party to see what they say about them. I feel like Caddy could potentially be a party member. If anybody could. Caddy does not like Susie tea. It heals her hardly at all. And vice versa. If there's Caddy and Jockington tea both, like, what do those do with each other? Susie has Jockington tea and she's like, it tastes like a locker room. Oh, 0.5 HP healed for Caddy with Susie tea. It would be funny. I'm also just extremely curious what, like, you know, if we do get Caddy and Jockington party members too and we get tea with them, are they going to have the same effect with, like, Rousey tea? Because the weird thing with Rousey and Noelle is she's like, there's nothing here if you try and give her Rousey tea. So if other Lightners, aside from Susie and Chris, tried Rousey tea, like, what would they get? Rousey, why are you mystery? It tastes like manifested envy. What? Sorry. Excuse me. More sneezes. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, what is the connection there? Like between we know there's something particular going on between Chris and Ralsei, but how do other characters interpret that? Yeah. See, it seems like a lot of the Lightners, like, they barely notice Ralsei there. Jockington and Ralsei shenanigans. I just want more Jockington. Year of the Jockington. See, here he is. The silly boy. Jockington Ralsei new OTP. The shy guy and the jock. And the nerd. The noodle. Sport-loving noodle. Ooh. I'm just waiting for it. It's Jockington's time to shine. It's gonna come up. Oh yeah, I stopped playing Animal Crossing, so I missed out on whatever they're doing for the decorations this year. I'm sure it's super cute. I'll never get my year because it came out in 2020. Excited to do more with Caddy and Jockington in this. And you too, because they're fun. Your special lines. Yeah, I basically made my island the way I wanted it, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to touch my island again. I will leave it as is. And got other things I play daily anyway. It was really fun while I did it, though. Everybody's excited because they're seeing the surface for the first time. Like, wow, check out the buffet. Right when we arrive. Oh, those are fun. New colored pencils. It was always a little bit hard to draw from below because of like the ice hanging from like her chin and jowls. Like, it makes good sense from drawing her if she's just looking down, but if she's looking up, it's like, how is that ice hanging from her? It also kind of makes her look like a wet beast. Wet Beast Wednesday. Oh, her antlers too. Forgot. They're up here. Almost out of sight. And then here's Chris. see if I can finish this page before my time is up or not. I'm not sure. I'm going to try and remember. Chris is supposed to be missing a finger. I swear I'm going to forget at some point. People are going to be like, why do they have 5 fingers on this hand? And I'll be like, because I forgot. Same with me, like any accessories. I always forget what accessories characters are wearing. I forgore. I know. I'm so going to forgore. Like 20 parts in, I'm gonna forgore. Oh. That is my warning to you all. Forgoring will be happening. Your hair is slightly shorter again because they've had a terrible haircut since they got in the Dark World. Otherwise, it'd be pretty dang long by now. No, there are typically not barbers in the Dark World. Definitely not barbers you should trust to be near your face anyway. Otherwise we're going to get like a Sweeney Todd crossover or something. Nope, no barbers. Yeah. Just move on that and chop it off yourself. It's me, the Eldritch God of Barbarism. Wrong type of barber. He's probably asked for some of their hair at some point too, but hair is not a hard thing to give up, so. It's like, oh thank goodness, here, have some. Favorite color. Like that, I've given up worse things, so. Alright, we will finish off Caddy and Jarkington here, and then that'll be our 5th page done, so pretty good out of 9. That's about halfway through this part in terms of character cleanup. So not too bad. I might not be doing art stream next week because I think next weekend I'm gonna try and do the Deltarune replay. So that'll be on. It would be like a chapter 6 or chapter 2 thing happening like most of the day Sunday instead of arts. I do need to do my replays. And I think next weekend, timing-wise, will be the best time for me to do it. I mean, mostly black because this is Caddy's right side. Oops. They're all like, whoa, there's sunlight here. That's wild. Ah, pen. pen. Come on. Stop being mean to me, pen. Especially since you're the one I have my little expensive pen grip on. It needs to work. Hey, look, it's Caddy's parents. That beast looks like the daughter we never had, and probably never should. Okay, we're almost done here. Almost right on the dot. Okay. Yay! And yeah, we'll do the Dark Fountain stuff on a different layer later. Sweet. Progress has been progressed. Whew. Oh, goodness. Okie dokie. I gotta do my stretches and we'll be done for the day. Yeah, 5 pages out of 9 on this part. Pretty good progress. Alright, time for stretches and then I will bid you all farewell. But there should be more stuff coming in the near future. Basically, I should hopefully, I think if I'm doing it right, I should hopefully be able to finish Outer Wilds for good on Friday. And then again, Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to do a replay of chapters 1 and 2, very thorough, like long form, trying to get all the extra items and lore and stuff that I need and secret bosses and all that stuff. And that'll be across Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to do it a little different. I'm not going to have my usual stream setup. It's just going to be like the whole screen because I want to be able to use that footage later for videos if I decide I want to do that. So yeah, those will be long streams next weekend. Look out for those. I hope so too. Hoping, because yeah, otherwise I'm like, oh, when am I going to have time to do my replays of chapters 1 and 2, and it's going to be tough, because like the next like 3 or 4 weekends after, I'm going to be pretty busy with real life stuff, with doing stuff with my friends and family. So if there's a time to do it, it should be this weekend. So that's what I'm shooting for. Because I did definitely want to go through everything again. And in preparation for new chapters, sometime probably in spring. I am super excited for them. And I am excited to make a little more progress on these so I can add to my giant progress spreadsheet. Okay. Do a few more stretchies. Ugh. And give my wrist a little bit of a break too. At least I got through this okay, so that's alright. But yes, thanks so much for joining me for this art stream. It's been pretty fun. And I always enjoy talking with you guys. Thanks for new followers and stuff, and people still subscribed. I appreciate that so much. And yeah, we're making good progress, and there should be a bunch of more games next weekend. Thanks again so much for being here. And I hope the rest of your weekend goes well. Stay safe and all that goodness. Take care of yourselves. But yeah, thanks a bunch for being here. You all are awesome. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Alrighty. I will see you guys all next time. And I'll see you later.